Hey y'all. Well, I thought I would show you how I do my lead. People keep asking about my jigs. So uh, what I usually do is, like, I get a do it mold, got your hot pot, it's all heated up, everything ready to flow. So this is cold though. You can't pour when they're cold because you'll get missed pours and you'll skip the bait keeper, or it'll have one side of the head will be kind of pushed in and stuff. So on this mold, it on some molds it has a heat chamber where you can pour and fill this up and let it set for a while. Now that mold still got a little heat in it because I was pouring with it. But what I like to do is I just pour cold. Pour lead in a cold mold with no hooks in it or anything, and let it set, and it'll get warm. Like, see, this has no hooks in it, and what I want to do is I want to pour these 16ths right here, and then this mold is for 4 to 2 size hooks. These 4 are 16th. These 4 are an 8th. Excuse me. But basically, you need to heat this up. So a lot of guys, I've seen guys where they set them up there and transfer heat and stuff, but that's a waste of time in my opinion. But you got to get down there, and you're just going to pour the little handle, and you're going to go like that to fill up to do your jigs. If you try to pour straight across like this is fine to heat it up, but as the lead goes into each one, it'll like almost clog the hole because it's going down too much. But now that I squirted a little some on there, we'll let that heat up for a minute. This one I did before I started the video, and it is now cold, but this is the one that I want to keep heat in all the time because this is my split shot mold. So if you don't have the mold hot, then it just doesn't want to do its thing. So I'll show you what I mean here. Pull some of these out. This mold's probably only about 85 degrees from the feel of it, and it's probably 50 in my shop. So I can feel heat in it. And when you let them get this cold, I let this one set too long is what I did. When you let them get this cold, they get to be a little bit of a booger to get out. And I got one that's stuck there. Just be careful if you use pliers on your molds, because you'll scratch your molds and then it'll mess stuff up. So I usually use a pair of side dikes, and these ones I have ground smooth, so on the back side, that way it's a cleaner cut. But let me show you what I got going here. Now, what you want is you want a nice, smooth, clean pour. Like, see this one right here. It's got a good back to it and everything. But if you get in a hurry, you'll get goof ups. Like this one here doesn't have a very good back. It's kind of hard to see. Get the camera to focus. But this one doesn't have a very good back, and this one does. So, but anyhow, when I set up to do jigs, whoops, that wire grabbed a few and threw them out of that little cup. I'll find them in a minute. But now that you got this heated up, and that is kind of warm, get them out, and I just put that lead back in there and let it go. So, but now that you got this, yeah, that's got some heat in it. You want to find the jig size head you want, and I want to do some smaller hooks. Now I usually buy mine by the 1,000 count, just because they're cheaper that way. They're not much cheaper, but they are cheaper. And a lot of times you guys are just going to buy little packs like this, and I want to do a size 2 or 4. I think I'll do a size 4. It's a little early in the crappie season still, so And then what I do to make it easier on myself is I take these things and I got these little, I'm not for sure what these are. I think they're like for poaching eggs and stuff for restaurant, but I've got a bunch of them that were given to me, and I love to use these things because they're stainless steel, so they're not going to rust on you. You can put your hooks in there, and then you can grab them, you can wiggle them around, you can able to slide them up the side and get one at a time. Makes it a little easier. But before this mold gets cold, I set them in there. I start with the hook eye first. I know it's kind of hard because I can't bring the camera over here and show you. But what I do is I'll put the eye into the spot where the eye goes of that hook, and then I just go like that. And that usually lines it up pretty well. You'll kind of get your own routine, I suppose, going. But on camera, I'm going a little slower, and just kind of the gist of it. And then I'm going to do those 4 because I want that size. And then I'm just going to bump ever so slightly and get some lead in there. Let it cool for about 3-5 seconds. I pull them up and bump them out. See, now that one didn't. Sometimes that happens where I wasn't paying attention to this because I'm paying attention to y'all, and that one kind of mispoured. Now, you probably should be wearing a mask or whatever, doing lead and stuff like this and being this close to the pot. But I refine my lead in a cast iron number 2, and my garage is ventilated. The doors right now, the greenhouse doors open, so it's letting air through. I got the ceiling fans on, so I'm old enough now. By the time it affects me, I don't care. I mean, maybe I should, but I'm not exposing the kids or the old lady to it because we're in the garage. So but I just keep doing that and pop them out. Keep putting in hooks and popping them out. I'll sit here and I'll do this for a while. My back will start hurting and I'll start leaning. But get these things pumped out, while the pot's hot. I usually do, quite a bit. You just keep going at it, and you'll get there. It just takes a minute, like I said. But anyways, then when you get enough poured, I'll set that aside, let that get. When you get enough poured, get one that ain't so warm yet. You can take your jigs, will come out, and you just grab that head, wiggle that head, and that sucker will pop right off. Now, if they get a little bit of slag on there, or slag, or however you say it, I just run my nail over it, but I have really strong nails. So, but then I'll fill them up, get you a whole bunch going. That's all there is to it. When I do, I'll let this mold will hold heat for a while. So I'll go ahead and I'll clean these up and get them going. But also, if you have trouble holding on, if you don't have strong enough dexterity in your fingers, which sometimes I do, just grab the jig hook and grab that the schlag part, or like I said, however you say it, the extra piece that's you're not gonna keep. Hold on to that, and then just wiggle the head back and forth with a pair of pliers. That makes it easier. So, but then I do refine lead, and like I said, I use these little cups, and then I get these ingots, and then I can just put them in. Now, these are wheel weight ingots. They are not good for doing split shots or the smaller jigs. Now, these size jigs, yeah, not too big a deal. Sometimes they'll mispour the bait keeper. But most of the time I tie these. I don't get rid of them unless they have feathers and a body on it, or rubber in a body. In saying that, so if it doesn't pour the bait keeper, to me it's not no big a deal because I'm just going to cover it up anyways. that might make that jig fall a little slower than the other ones. Maybe that's what you need to catch that special fish. So, but I'll sit here and I'll do this. And I also got to where I do big old weights, bank weights for, you know, snagging paddle fish or, you know, running some limb lines or whatever. And then I got some of these no rolls, and those are good for fishing on the river. But I do from super dinks, like these little bitty jigs right here, which you could probably barely see, all the way up to these big guys. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching. One more thing I want to show you. I'll grab the camera real quick and bring you over here and just kind of show you guys. Excuse me for looking at the ceiling. Oh, I just ran over one of those jigs and bent the hook. But here's my lead pot, and you'll get some discoloration on top like this when you're doing some of your lead. That's just oxidization from the atmosphere, and sometimes it is some dirty stuff. But what I do is I take a spoon and make sure you get one that's non-reactive. It's not going to put no brass or nothing in your lead. And then I'll just scrape the top of that real careful. And then as you pick it up, the good lead will fall off and that junky stuff will stay on the spoon. And if I didn't get it all, trying to hold the camera and look in here, because this is very hot. So, I mean, 800, 900 degrees, I don't know, maybe 1,000. But then I get a pile of this junk going right here, and I'll just, you know, I'll discard of it. So, hey, there's my pile of split shots and what have you that I've been working on this morning. So, thanks for watching, guys. Remember, go subscribe. You know, I don't do a whole lot on this channel. I try, but, you know, it's just how it goes. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Get out there, get some fish. It's raining today, so I'm going to keep working away at pouring these up. Happy fishing, guys. Later. Bye.